now we come to the final game. This is the Cowboys going to the San Francisco 49ers. Niners favored by 3.5, total 46. So this is one I don't have a prop yet. So I'll let you carry us for this one.
Yeah.
What do you like?
So I'm going with Christian McCaffrey under 38 and a half receiving yards. And obviously, he's arguably the top pass catching back in the league, but the Niners offense really hasn't been using their running backs in the passing game very much the past few seasons. And lately it's kind of showed with McCaffrey. He's only cleared this in 2 of the last 8 games. He's only seen 3 or 4 or more targets, I should say, in 2 of the last 6. So he's been held for 3 or fewer in 4 of the last 6. But that was so he hasn't cleared this in 2 of 8 games, and that was despite Debo missing 3 games, Elijah Mitchell missing 5 games over that stretch. So technically, he should have been at max capacity over that range, and he still wasn't clearing this. So with both players back in the lineup, that's going to only eat into his usage even more. Dallas tends to play more man coverage than other teams. They play man coverage at the 10th highest rate. They've generated the highest pressure rate. So there's a chance McCaffrey have to stay in and block just a little bit more here. Plus, we saw last week that Brock Purdy was more willing to scramble. I've been saying he could rush for over 20 yards a game if he wanted to or needed to. And I think you hinted they can't afford him to get hurt, so they probably told him not to do that. Yeah. But now that we're in the playoffs, I would not be surprised if he does rush for 20 or more yards going forward. So he ran season high 16 yards last week. Again, the more he's going to scramble, the less checkdowns McCaffrey will even get. And then the matchup, Dallas has only allowed 2 running backs to clear this number all year. Obviously, like I said, CMC is an elite pass catching back, but that just goes to show how high this number actually is. If only 2 running backs have cleared this against the Cowboys. So I'm still projecting him, for a pretty high number here at 33.5, but just the way the 49ers distributed the ball, every player kind of has a lower floor if other guys go off. So this is just a matchup where I think they're going to lean on McCaffrey more as a runner than as a pass catcher. So I like the value we're getting here on his under 38.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, I mean, this offense is so stacked that they don't need McCaffrey to gain, 40 yards. Obviously, if he breaks one, that just comes with the territory. But, they're spreading the ball around. You got Kittle healthy. You got Ayuk playing at a high level. And, of course, you got Debo back. So if they don't have to get McCaffrey, 38, 40 plus yards in the receiving game, I think they prefer it because I think they want to use him on the ground. And, last week it was Elijah Mitchell making the plays in a pass game. So maybe that should be my prop though. Brock Purdy over 6.5 rushing yards.
Ooh, I like it.
Each of the last 2, 7 or more. He's averaging 7. He had 7 and then 16 in the first playoff game. So I might actually have to take a look at that one.
Go for it. Yeah, he's not Jimmy G. He's not some statuesque pocket passer. He's been in that, his prop has been in the 5.5, 6.5 range. But I'm telling you, he has the ability, if he wants to just absolutely crush that. We kind of saw a glimpse of that last week.
Yeah, I think the only thing that probably, it makes it close is that, you could, the Niners winning every week, favored again, could get 3 kneel downs, which could make it a sweat. So, follow me in the app, obviously. Of course, follow Sean at the _oddsmaker. I'm at Chris Raybon, and you can see, what else we've kind of decided on between the time we recorded this and the time that the ball is kicked off. But that is going to do it for this pod. And for more great fantasy content from Sean and I, be sure to check out our full DFS preview episodes over on the Fantasy Flex podcast channel leading into the divisional round. And be sure to check out my weekly betting preview episode every Thursday with Stuckey right here on the Action Network podcast, actionnetwork.com for all of our NFL betting and fantasy content, fantasylabs.com for our DFS tools and models. And don't forget, right now, Action is offering pro subscriptions for 40% off. So be sure to take advantage of that if you want to save some money. This is only being offered during the NFL playoffs. So if you don't already have pro, now is the best time to subscribe and unlock all of the best features of the Action app. Until next time, let's get this money.